can see him here craving this work. Doing it because he wants to, not because he's forced to. Wonderful little cutting horse. Shy Boy's gonna take his turn now. Just like a big horse, going to cut some cattle out. Ridden less than a year. Willing, wonderful little guy.
No, I think he's a heck of a little cow horse. He likes his work. I like the way he focuses on the cattle. I think his wild upbringing contributed to his alertness. He sees cattle before some of the horses that were raised in domestication see them. He's tireless, has tremendous stamina, he's very agile, and he's just a good little horse. I'm impressed by how nicely bridled up he is, his head carriage, and his gaits are very interesting. I think I can see the Andalusian ancestry in the way the little horse moves. Watching him work up close to the cattle, he's unafraid, and yet he's not excessively aggressive. He's a good cow horse.
Dr. Miller was present for the entire project, a world-class equine veterinarian in charge of seeing to it that all horses were safe. He is here to study the psychological aspects, but primarily to ensure the safe handling of all animals.
Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't see him.
Well, we got to keep our eyes out for the next couple of days, and I'd like to go home tomorrow with that bunch of yearlings we cut off.
Yeah?
I know your dad does. So we got to try to see those wild horses, because I do want to turn him loose, Caleb.
You do?
Yeah, I do. You don't, huh?
You know, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
not
I know.
really. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
But I don't think he'll go away. I think he'll come back.
I think he's gonna, if we turn him loose, he's gonna go with him, I think.
Well, that's what a bunch of the experts say with these wild horses, but the way I figure it, you know, he's had 11 months of good care and people concerned for him. He's had a warm place every night and a bucket of water and some feed. I think he's coming back.
Well, that sounds
Caleb
good,
is
but
very
at the same
worried and feels that if Monty releases Shy Boy,
leave
he
him,
won't
be able-
return.
I'll miss him, won't be able to ride him anymore.
Well, I know. But that's really the reason that we brought him on this run, and I want to make the effort. I think he'll come back to us.
All right.
We try it?
If you say so.
I think he will.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll take our shot.
While resting at the camp awaiting the sighting of the wild herd, let's take a few minutes to look into an activity that Monty has worked very hard on for the past 10 years. We'll return before the release. Monty says he has enjoyed his work with more than 250 corporations. Monty has discovered that his concepts apply to corporate families as effectively as with horses. It's worked with the largest corporations in the world. Monty has a wild young horse here, and he intends to show these corporate executives that coercion is not as effective as his concepts are. We used to use whips over our rowing crews and utilized chain gangs. Nowadays, in a more civilized world, we use fear and intimidation. Monty will use the horse metaphorically to demonstrate that corporations should allow employees the right to fail, which gives them the right to succeed. All nets should be removed that are meant to protect the employees from failure. It serves as an example for a capable employee and gives him a chance to rise in a tide of success rather than sit safely just above a net, turning in a mediocre product. Incompetent employees should go. Competent ones should be rewarded. The 1998 May issue of Forbes magazine devoted 5 pages to Monty's work with corporations. Many of them listed there gave credit to Monty Roberts for significant improvement in their bottom line. It's a powerful message for business people and has now been discovered by CEOs the world over.
also discovered from those encyclopedias that all flight animals have but two goals in life. Two goals.
Recently, IBM asked Monty to address their top executives from all over the world.
We have all these things going on like ego and greed. We have emotions, dimensional thinking. That's what you all are, is dimensional thinkers, tiers of brain patterns. I've been called a genius by people who don't understand that what I had to do was get simple, really simple, and think in a very narrow scope of intelligence. Think like the flight animal. Two goals. One, to reproduce. As far as human beings go, that isn't an area we can deal with all that much. One goal is left where we meet the human being, those horses, and we interact. We become a partner somehow for a goal.
Monty was overwhelmed by a standing ovation and an incredibly positive response from this large group of highly sophisticated technical people. They gave him high marks for his common sense approach in dealing with human elements within the corporate family.
One goal is all the flight animal can have when dealing with a human being: survival. Survival. Scientifically provable that the only goal they can have in their brain mass is survival. Now, cowboys, you tell me, convince me that hitting the flight animal, tying up the flight animal, could do anything at all but convince it that we're a predator and that we're out to cause them harm.
While we were gone, the wild herd was sighted. Raleigh told Monty they were spotted approaching from the north. As evening shadows grew long, they appeared on a ridge overlooking the camp.
We're going to let him go. I don't know if he wants to be wild or come back, but we're going to let him go. Okay, shy boy? Okay, good boy? What do you think? Wild or come home? Can you see them? Can you see those horses? Huh? Can you see them? You want to go wild or come back? Huh?
Look like he's gonna come back. He's gonna hook up with him and take off.
Shy Boy literally flew away from Monty and Caleb and went as fast as he could straight to the wild herd.
I don't want to have to get back on that old horse I was on before. You know, Shy Boy is just learning how to cut those cattle, and
Yeah.
I was wanting to ride him home so we wouldn't have to ride in a truck.
I hope you don't have to ride that truck home.
Gosh, my little sister Tara, she's getting attached to him. God, I hope he comes back.
There he goes. He's going right up to them. Look at this. They accept him right in. That's incredible. He hasn't seen him for 11 months, and it's as if he was with them yesterday. Nobody's saying a negative word to him. I can't believe it. I was certain they'd reject him. Unusual. Very unusual for horses. There he goes. I might have made a mistake. I don't know.
So this method of using persuasion rather than coercion in order to get the animal gentle and to do what we want it to do is a bit radical. It's non-traditional. And because it's non-traditional, it's not widely accepted.